The first thing I want to talk about is there was an interview that Donald Trump did on Fox News. It was a very light interview, as you would expect from Fox News with Donald Trump. They were throwing him softball questions, and we played a few of the clips the other night from that interview. But there was one that for some reason, as I was going through all the clips, I did not see the full clip on this one. And this one probably is the most interesting one of them all. So for years, I have been hearing from the MAGA world that the Jeffrey Epstein files that are being hidden by the government, if they ever got out, then everybody in Hollywood, Bill Clinton, Obama, whoever else they want to make up, or I don't know, maybe some of it was real. Who knows? I know it wasn't Obama, but let's say there was some people on that list. And I think this is something that MAGA is missing. Let's say that there were some people on that list. First of all, doesn't necessarily mean it proves that something happened that was nefarious or illegal. However, it would not look good. So, of course, in this day and age, if something doesn't look good, you just automatically assume it is truth. But let's just say that there was something in these files that not only showed that somebody flew to this particular island that has been reported that, and obviously, has been proven as true, that there were a lot of underage girls there being used as sex objects and sex trafficked by him and his, I think, girlfriend, who is now in prison as well. But anyway, this was a huge story for MAGA, and they're dying every day for this list to come out. But the other point I was going to make is, let's say that there was something that they found in this report that was in fact illegal. The difference between somebody like me and Lana, and I'm sure a lot of you out there watching, we would not lose our minds and defend that person. We would not continue to yell and scream that this is a witch hunt and this is fake news and it never really happened. We would let the process play out. And if it played out in a way where anybody was on that list, that whether we liked them or not, we would say, okay, they belong in jail. But if somebody like Donald Trump was on this list and it proved out that he did something nefarious or illegal, no. I mean, I think we all know at this point there is no chance at all, none, that they would admit that he did anything wrong. In fact, you could look this up online if you don't know already. There is a something that was filed to the court that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein had sex with a 13-year-old girl and raped her. And the charges were later dropped. And of course, that's the other thing too, is on news like the CNNs and the MSNBCs, which I personally do not watch, but they are accused of being left-wing propaganda. If that were really true, then they would run with that story all the time and bring it up. But because the charges were dropped and there wasn't a case that played out, they don't run that story. But Fox News, the Newsmaxes, all that stuff, if there's a hint of anything that may have gone wrong, they will either report it, and not necessarily report it in a way where saying it's a fact, but they'll do that dumb shit where they say people are saying, and they'll do a lot of innuendos to make it look like that what you're listening to has a good chance of being real. And that's why a lot of the times me, Lana, and I'm sure a lot of you out there talk to people in the MAGA world, they are 100% sure that Hillary Clinton had people killed. They are 100% sure that Bill Clinton raped a bunch of young women on this island. They are 100% sure that Barack Obama spied on campaigns. It doesn't matter, because you just use one morsel of something and they will take it and run with it. And it's not just because they are what's the word I'm looking for? They're into, false and misinformation and disinformation. And I think the news channels like Fox News and Newsmax and all that know that. So they'll feed them this crap. But anyway, let's get to the point. The point is that Donald Trump was asked on this softball interview about the what he would classify and declassify. And they asked him on a couple of different things, whether or not he would classify or declassify it. And his answer was interesting at best, telling possibly, but when they asked him about the Epstein files, but this kind of blew my mind the way he reacted when they asked him about it.
Classify the 9/11 files.
Yeah.
Would you
Instant,
declassify
yes.
the JFK files?
Yeah.
Instant,
Would
yes.
I did a lot of it.
Would you
Even
declassify
claim.
the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
This is the most interesting part of that answer to me. First of all, Donald Trump has already proven out that he could say something and say that he's going to do something, and it never happens and nobody calls him out on that. So why he would continue to answer the question and not just say, yeah, because he knows if he's president, he would never do it. And you could tell by that answer that he would not do it. Or if he's not president, he knows that he wouldn't be able to do it anyway. So I don't understand why he would continue with I don't know. I'd have to take a look at that one a little further because we don't want to make sure that any fake news gets out there. Well, I mean, he didn't seem concerned about any fake news with 9/11. He didn't seem like he was concerned with any fake news about the JFK file. In fact, he even admitted that he released some. But he backed up very quickly on the Epstein thing. And, again, this is something you could bring up to the MAGA people and show them this clip and ask them, why is he hesitant on this? Why would he not release this as quickly as he would have the 9/11 and the JFK? And I think we all know at this point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them. They just will find a way to circumvent anything that you throw out there. And it's all ridiculous. But I found that clip incredibly interesting. And in my opinion, it was very telling. Again, I'm not somebody that is saying he's definitely on the list. Oh my God, now all news channels need to report that Donald Trump definitely had sex with young underage women like a Fox News or a Newsmax. They wouldn't say definitely, but they would throw the innuendos out there. They would allow it to be thought as if it was something that really happened.